Hi, my name is Relocation. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. If you've been here before and if it's your first time, I hope you enjoyed today's video and you can check out my other videos. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So in this video, I want to talk about why I left Jos for Abuja. After leaving Lagos, I ended up in Jos. I've kind of been to a few states in Nigeria just because I wanted to see how my country was and where I could survive aside Lagos. So that was what started my journey from just moving around initially. So it was just the search for me, the search of a nicer, a calmer, a more sane state to live in. That was the first thing that drew me to wanting to leave Lagos. So I ended up in Jos because there was this program that I did that was music related, and they were supposed to do a festival in Jos when we were done with the camp, and it was really successful. We did one in Abuja, so there was supposed to be one in Jos, and that was how I found the city. And I stayed with a friend just a few days there. I was always like, wow. Why? Because it was so cold. The way we get around is by using this three-legged vehicles, that's tricycles. Yeah, we get around like that, and it's always so cheap. As at that time, I think that was like 2021, 22 or so. Around that time, you would pay like 30 naira to go from one junction to another junction. So it was a really great town. My first couple of days there, the fact that I would always feel cold, never hot. Then another thing is that there was light a lot. Where we lived in just had a lot of electricity. They barely take the power for 2-3 hours. If they even do, maybe something is up. Like once there is no light, just know that there's an issue. So yeah, there's so many high side suites. Getting like potato, cheap clothing, just hanging out in places and they're calling one small amount to pay for a drink. It was that nice. But what happened at some point, there was just a switch for me. It felt like the city in general was so calm that I could have easily just become a farmer. It maybe for cooking what I want to eat in the house, but it just felt so lax around me. And I'm somebody who likes to do a lot of work. I looked around everywhere I could, searched for jobs. It was hard to find jobs in Jos, and I applied online because part of my interest is remote working, but I could barely find anything that sustainable. Most of them were calling for jobs in other states that I could not get to at that time. So yeah, that became part of the issues for me, not being able to find a job. At some point, even music, finding a studio, I didn't have a music setup then, so being able to record or just collaborating with people or hanging around places where I can hear music or create, it was tough to find. By the time I finally found one studio safe, I think I was already leaving, or I already made up my mind to leave Jos. So yeah, that was part of the issues. It was just drawing me or making me slow. So somehow I had to visit Abuja. When I visited, I feel like the town was calling my name. Yeah, first of all, the roads are so big in Abuja. They are so wide. There's no traffic. I'm not saying everywhere has lights, but it typically feels like the city in a country. Like when they say, oh, this is a top city in a country, that's how Abuja feels. Just feels like this kind of tourist vibe. If you want to go relax or spend your money, but if you want to probably work, see the vibe of being motivated to hustle, I think Abuja drives you to do that. The music industry in Jos, it's like there's a lot of talent I found around me, but that structure there that says, oh, this place is trying to build a music culture, or there's some people you can go meet. It was very, very, very hard to find such structure. The few places that existed were what do they call these places? Like, I won't call it a bar, but the few places that existed that were like a lounge that people can hang out and exhibit music, they kind of got tired at some point because they spin around the same gigs, and I visited them at least five times and tried to sell some form of entertainment as an entertainer. Even with the people I knew, it just felt like the crowd to even match up the music I'm trying to sell is not a lot. Sometimes if I go to a bar in Lagos, it'll be so full, and the place is just near my house. It'll be so full, but the one in Jos, if you see 50 people, maybe it's just a good day or something really significant is happening. They probably get crowd in the clubs at night, yeah, but I'm talking about those kind of music culture where festivals or concerts are happening and you can really just say, this Jos, so my ear go blow up. But I think that was that year. Now I'm seeing a little bit of a difference. There are more shows in Jos. that's from a distance. I haven't been to anyone since I've left there. But not being able to do my music at the peak or putting the energy for pushing my career in that place was what part of the things that made me leave. And coming to Abuja was me seeing that it looked like the Abuja scene was growing, but it hasn't gotten to where Lagos is. So I felt I could come and be a part of this place and join people who are growing. As a songwriter, I'm very interested in working with various artists. So I felt when I get to Abuja, just putting my leg inside, I will probably find good heads and be part of the impact in the industry. Also, there were job opportunities here, let me not lie, and eventually I found one or two, but it's not as easy as everywhere. It's just you come into this town and there's the industrious part, there's also the enjoyment part, but it just feels like that industrious vibe or that corporate ginger in Lagos, it's not there. So yeah, I don't know if I've said like all the reasons I can remember, but why I left Jos is most of these things I've mentioned. It's just the enjoyment was too much for me. I also had goals here, and when I speak to certain people, they tell me, oh, you need to come here, you need to come. It's just the way, if you talk to some people now, they'll say you need to come to Lagos for this opportunity. That's how Abuja felt. It has its own, and Lagos has its own vibe. So I wanted to come and experience it here. I also needed to slow down. Just was able to give me that, the serenity, the quietness, the more remote villagey vibe. But I feel with Abuja, having that balance is great. I hear chickens cackle, or what's the word? I hear chickens cackle a bunch of times. I hear chickens, I hear birds. It still sounds natural in this Abuja, but it's not too much. So sometimes when I see my neighbors going to work, I know, oh, you're not in a village, you're not relaxed, you're not spending retirement money, you should be hustling. So yeah, so far I've enjoyed it. Being in Abuja, it's a really, really amazing experience. I think that anybody should try living here 2-3 weeks. If you've ever lived in a city where the rush is too much, it would basically reset your brain. Just the way, honestly, just did that for me. Abuja is doing the same thing. It's slowing me down, making me look at life and really just want to live and not just be in a rush. But growing up in Lagos, from the traffic issue to the heat, the stuffiness, the fact that roads are tight and was so many smelling. That's another thing that people fight about. Lagos was smelling to me, but going to Jos and seeing somebody can take care of a town like this, then now coming to Abuja felt like a double upgrade. I mean, I may be exaggerating, it's just the way it feels for me. I've lived in Lagos at least more than half of my life, but still I've gone to other states. I've also visited Ibadan and a few others I can't remember off the top of my head. I think Calabar was one of them. So being able to see outside the state I'm used to has really helped me know that you can always move around in your country as long as you feel you are up to it personally, and it depends on the reasons. I always want to make moves that are goal oriented, so that was one of my strategic movements from Jos to Lagos was, I want to do more with my career and every other thing I'm after, and I felt like Abuja could give me that. So I think that answers why I left Jos for Abuja. In another video I'll probably talk about why I left Lagos. I'll talk about why I left Lagos. I think I'll have some interesting things to say about that, why I left Lagos for Abuja, and maybe I'll talk about my other waka within Nigeria. If you watch this far, thank you so much. I appreciate people that have been engaging. It's really giving me a lot of encouragement because it's not easy. That's it for me in this video. I hope that you stick around to watch the next one, and subscribe please, like, share, comment if you haven't already. See you in the next video. Bye.